The topic of offers on the surface seems very simple, very basic, but it's not. It's rather complex. Certain types of offers are more complex than others. The first type of offer we want to try and achieve, but often don't, is what we call a firm offer. A firm offer is where there are no contingencies, no conditions whatsoever. The buyer wants to buy your home and they don't care about financing, they have it arranged, they don't have a home to sell, no issues there, and they don't need a home inspection because your home is pristine or they're a contractor, they know all about it. Very simple stuff. So really all you're negotiating there are three essential things. Number one, price. Number two, closing date. Number three, what you're going to include with the house. Very simple offer. But it's the most powerful. It's the one that we want to have. However, with the market climate the way it is, at some points, you can't always expect to get a firm offer because some people own homes. And when they own homes, this is a more complex type of offer, they need to sometimes sell their home in order to purchase your home. So what will happen is those type of offers will typically contain three essential types of conditions. Condition one, condition to sell their home. Their home has to be marketed and typically for 30 to 45, maybe even up to 60 days so that they can take the equity from their home and purchase your home. In the event that fails, they can't go through with the purchase because they may not have enough resources to keep their home and buy your home. With those types of offers, there are two additional conditions that are quite prevalent. Number one, it would be the finance condition. Although they have a home sale condition, they'll also have a finance condition. They want to make sure with the bank that they're okay based on the final price they get for their house and the price that they're paying you, that they qualify. They have enough money, enough resources to make this happen. The second one is a home inspection. A lot of times these two conditions go together. So home sale, finance, home inspection. And the home inspection, of course, what they want to find out, what are the bones like? Is it structurally sound? Is your home on the verge of maybe having a roof leak? Or is there problems, let's say, with the furnace, with the electrical, with the plumbing? Is the basement musty? Do you have insufficient insulation in the attic? Is the grading around the home maybe contributing to a damp basement? There are all sorts of things that the home inspection is going to really reveal if they exist. Somebody who's not so experienced wouldn't necessarily see those things if they didn't have a home inspection to point them out. So those three conditions make it somewhat more complicated, of course, than a firm offer. The third type of offer is a hybrid of the second offer. It only has typically two conditions, one being the finance and one being a home inspection. Reason, only those two and not the home sale. Maybe they're a first-time buyer and don't have a home to sell. Maybe they're an investor and are only acquiring the property to add to their portfolio. Maybe they've actually already sold their home, so they don't need to obviously put that condition in there because they've already satisfied that need. Now to summarize, the first offer, the firm offer, no problems at all. It's very simple, straightforward stuff. The other two have to be navigated sometimes. It doesn't mean just because somebody put an offer on your home on financing or inspection that everything is going to be okay. Typically there's a 5-day period that they need to satisfy those conditions, and if they don't satisfy the conditions, then what? We need to understand what are our options, how do we navigate any pushbacks, let's say from the discoveries that may be had or made in a home inspection. You didn't know that you had insufficient insulation in your attic, or there may be mold up there, something you never look at because you never go up there. We need to know, how are we going to backpedal here? How are we going to keep the deal together? How are we going to renegotiate this deal based on the findings of the home inspection? So on the surface, it may say, 5-6 days for people to get this financing and home inspection done. But at the end of the day, if there's something infused that wasn't expected, we now have to figure out how we're going to get out of that problem, but keep the deal together to still satisfy your financial needs and also make sure we keep the buyer engaged in the process. The other thing that's really important to figure out, if in fact you have a home sale condition in the offer that the buyer presents to you, is how long are they going to take to sell? If they feel very confident and put in a condition to sell their house for 2 weeks, not really a big issue. 2 weeks, maybe your house can come off the market for 2 weeks. However, if in their marketplace, their segment of the market, it's going to require a longer period of time, i.e. a month or 2 months or even 3 months, which, by the way, when we help our clients do this, what we do is we do our own assessment on their property. So at the end of the day, we can predict with reasonable certainty how many days it's going to take for them to sell. So if they know that their house is going to be on the market for X number of dollars and they're going to have this time frame for a conditional period, and however we recognize that the amount of time on average it takes for those type of houses to sell is twice their allotted time, there's a high probability this thing's not going to come together. So we want to make sure we do our due diligence for our clients in that regard. Hopefully this information has been helpful, and if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to reach out at any time.